everything is all for the same purpose. I have the same goal as what was it, McDonald's back in the day had on their marquee, serve over 1 billion people, right? That's my goal. That's my purpose in life, is to hit that mark, and that's what I'm about. So every industry that I'm a part of is just about being intentional with making an impact.
Yeah, and the word impact is such a cool word, so I'm gonna dig a little bit. We're gonna kind of go deep right out of the gate here, and then we're gonna kind of back up and get some background and some stuff like that. But
Mm.
how do you know if you've made an impact? What are the clues that you see? Because I have some similar mission, and
Mhm.
sometimes I'm like, man, we're doing stuff, we're making it. And then sometimes I look around the world and go, man, I really wonder about that. How do you know? How does Joel know if you're making an impact?
Well, it starts with my intent to begin with. I can objectively, figure out if what I'm about to do is, somewhat impactful, influential, informative, things like that. So it begins there, to where I have a level of comfort, to where, I say, okay, I'm going to try to make an impact with this thing I'm about to do. And just like you mentioned, beyond that, you don't know all the time. It's not like you always get feedback on what you do. You don't always see reviews or things like that. But I like to dig. I like to and find out what people thought about what I did, about my service, and that helps me. If I only get one, I know that if I serve that to hundreds of people, more people than just that one person actually felt that way. And that's how I'm able to gauge different things. And I really try to seek feedback, criticisms, things like that. And it fulfills me enough to make me do it again.
Yeah, and that's a cool answer because you kind of gave a little bit of both sides of the spectrum. Sometimes when we're out doing things like we're on these social medias, we're doing what we're doing right now. We're recording something, trying to share something that will inspire and maybe help people. And then now you've just written this book, Filtering, that we're going to do a deeper dive later in the episode. I just recently put a novel out, and I realize I'm a pretty confident guy. My guess is you've got a pretty decent level of confidence with all that you've done. I started realizing as I was getting close to releasing the book that I was about to open myself up for a different level of possible impact, but also criticism that I've never done. I mean, these two fingers typed out a lot of words. Did you experience any of that as you were kind of getting closer to doing something new and different, which is releasing a book?
Absolutely. I remember even hesitating to send my finalized manuscript to the editor, right? I was like, oh, wait a second. This is somebody's about to read my book, and again, it's their job to critique, but it still felt like, wow, I'm about to really open myself up to, you know, have somebody really break down and criticize what I put my heart into. And it was a different feeling that I had just to release it. Say, okay, I went over this thing 3 or 4 times myself, fully edited myself. I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna give it to the professional who does this. And I remember feeling that even before it was officially, completed and released to the public.